I'm gonna start by applying my color corrector. It's the LA Girl in orange. This is really the only color corrector that I use. Super inexpensive, does the job. I have to color correct underneath my eyes and my upper lip. Like, I look crazy if I don't. You may not need to color correct, and that's fine. Homegirl does, so. What's nice about this, you only need a little bit. I've had this color corrector for over a year. Like, what is it, like $5? For $5 or so, if that, I think that's a really good deal. So recently I purchased the Huda Beauty foundation in brown sugar, so that's 410G. It has a golden undertone. It is a matte foundation. I wanted to work with this foundation a couple times before I just came on camera like, I love this or I hate it. The first time I put it on, I was like, I will never use anything else again. Like, this foundation is the stuff. Second time I wore it, I was like, okay, it's a little bit dry. It was settling in. I get like dehydration lines around my mouth, but typically I get that with like any foundation if I'm not treating my body properly that day and like drinking enough water. And then a couple of my friends came into work and they were like, okay, like you don't have your Bare Pro on, like what do you have on? Because we don't really like it. I still don't know if I love it. I've worn it 3 times total. One pump. One pump is literally all you need. It is very, very thick. I apply my foundation with my hands sometimes. Sometimes I use a brush. Sometimes I use a beauty blender. It just all depends on how my skin is feeling that day or how well prepped. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer to prime my face because I needed something like extra hydrating. It smells amazing. So a lot of people, I find they don't want their products really to smell like anything. They don't want to smell it on their skin. Once it's like all rubbed in and like set, you can't smell it anymore. Like it kind of just like evaporates, but it smells so good. It says it's for all skin types. It's kind of hard for me to believe. And they say it's a natural finish. To me, it is not a natural finish. Like you can tell you have makeup on. It is pretty thick. I don't think it feels heavy on the face at all, but you can tell like it's thick. It's, you know that Snapchat filter that like makes you look perfect? That's what this does. So it says that it is a full coverage cream foundation that visibly conceals blemishes and imperfections for a filter-like finish. So there you go. It does come in a lot of shades. So definitely want to go in store and buy this foundation and try it on. So it comes in 30 different colors. The only reason I got lucky ordering it online is because I had a customer come in and I was like, oh my gosh, like your foundation looks bomb, like what do you have on? And she's like, I have on Huda Beauty, and she happened to have it in her purse and she squirted some on the back of my hand and she was like, you know, this is what I wear now. She's like, I think you're gonna be this color. Again, this is the brown sugar. So let's put it on. It's very thick. I can move my hand and it doesn't run. So it is not a running foundation. I can't remember if I used a pump or a pump and a half, but we'll start out with a pump, and I like to just do that and then go in. And I know some of you that watch my videos like have told me, they're like, I can't believe you put on your foundation like with your hands, like that was making me cringe. This stuff is thick. So putting it on with your hands is like a must with this. Now, obviously I'm not doing this correctly and I know better, but when you are gonna put on foundation, you always wanna start at the center of the face and pull out. You don't wanna just like pick a cheek and start going into it. Here's the thing, it's habit for me. This is how I like it, so I do it. So like you have to do what works for you and what you like, but like technically, like as an artist, you're supposed to start at the center of the face and pull out. Whether you're using your hands, whether you're using a brush, whether you're using a beauty blender. So as you can see, I mean, it is very, very thick and it covers immediately. And I kind of just like pat it in, but already you can see like my dehydration lines, like where they're starting to come in. And I definitely am dehydrated. I went to the gym today and I mean, I drank water when I came home, but like I had a really intense workout, so I'm like very dehydrated. Like, do you ever know that you need to drink water but you're just too lazy? Like, I'm so lazy when it comes to drinking things, and that's really not good. So we're still on the first pump. I think we might need not even half a pump, just a little bit. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender. It's just damp, just to blend out like any kind of finger marks. And this is the Real Technique sponge. It's not bad. I kind of like it. Just like recently, I've gotten into more like inexpensive beauty blenders, because you do want to change these every 3 months for sanitary reasons, and you want to clean them every single use. So you should not be applying your makeup with a dirty beauty blender. Obviously, because I have darker makeup, it does stay in my beauty blenders, but I clean mine either with my beauty blender soap or my face wash. And just sort of like I feel like the foundation was uneven and maybe needed a little more coverage, I used half a pump and put on my fingertips, as you can see, and just pushed it on top of where I need a little bit more, in my opinion, coverage. I mean, to each their own, but like I personally would not recommend using this foundation with a brush whatsoever, because it is so thick. I feel like it would just get caught in the brush, and if you're dry like me, it's going to make your skin even drier from between the foundation being so thick and pretty dry and the brush pulling on the dry skin. I mean, it could get really messy really quick. And it's nice to just go over with the beauty blender because it kind of makes the foundation a little more creamy. I don't know if you can notice, but it's already starting to settle in those areas. So now I'm going to prime my eyes with the Painterly paint pot from MAC. I really need to get a new one of these because it's old as heck and it's just starting to get a little bit dry. And really today, I'm just going for something more simple, a look that you can literally wear every day. I'm going to be using the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. The colors, or Anastasia, whatever you want to call it, the colors are beautiful. They're more of like your everyday colors, your earth tones. So I think, in my opinion, this palette would be great for every eye color, because obviously brown eyes, you can just about do anything. And green and blue eyes, I love earth tones, so like those burnt oranges and reds and browns and things like that. So I think that this palette is genius because it's great for everybody. The shadows are very creamy. You get 2, 4, 6, 8. So you get 14 colors, and it also comes with a double-ended brush. You definitely get your money's worth with this palette. So let's dig in. So before we dig into these shadows, I'm going to try this new Pure Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Y'all know I'm in love with the Too Faced Born This Way, but I don't know what happened to it, if they're not going to be carrying it anymore, but you can't get it. Like, you can't get it in store, you can't get it at Ulta, Sephora, you can't even get it on the website, so I'm a little nervous, I'm a little upset by this, so let's try something new. And I'm just going to put this on top of my primer so that the area is smooth when I go to blend out my shadow. It feels really nice. It's super buttery. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Real test will be when I set my under eyes with it. So let's see what this powder is about right quick. They ain't telling me much. Who thought to put white writing on this? Like, I can't even see the damn thing. So it says the light, fluffy powder applies easily without making a mess with the help of the built-in sponge. Oh, there's retinol on it, so hey, anti-aging. I don't think I'm loving this foundation. Like, if it can't love me on my hard days, when my skin is dehydrated, like, it doesn't deserve to love me at all. So I'm gonna go in with Burnt Orange. This is like my favorite shade. And I'm gonna pick that up on the Sigma E30, which is the pencil brush. And I'm just gonna swipe that deep in my crease. I love to apply my shadows typically with the pencil brush and then blend them out with a fluffy blending brush. We're just gonna blend that out. And I like to do baby circles and windshield wiper motions. I'm just gonna blend up. We don't want to keep this color really packed in the crease. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that. Okay, so now that we have that on both eyes, blend it out we can go in with the next color. So next I'm gonna pick up Sienna. And I'm gonna pick that up on the pencil brush. And again, I'm just gonna get in there deep. Right where the skin folds, where you can feel your eyeball. And we're gonna blend him out. Instead of picking up with my pencil brush, I'm gonna pick it up on the fluffy, tap off the extra, and just go in there and add a little bit more color. I'm gonna go in clean with the same brush, the blending E25, and I'm gonna go back in with the burnt orange and actually pick it up on this brush and add more. And just blend that color we laid down out so that it's nice, like a nice ombre effect. So the sienna going up into the burnt orange. So for this, on the lid, I like to use my finger. I'm gonna use the orange soda and just push that in to the lid. Orange soda was in one of her like first couple of palettes. So this is very basic, very simple. You definitely could wear this every day. So now I'm gonna clean everything up on the sides with the Tarte Shape Tape and Tan Sand. I know, I use this concealer literally every single video. I have not found a concealer that I liked more, so sorry. If you can find a good concealer that you think I'll like more, then by all means I will try it, but I haven't found one that I like more. With Shape Tape, I like to blend it out with my fingers. I think it looks so much better than going in right away with like a beauty blender or a brush. It definitely covers better with the fingers because it warms the product up and really just pushes it into the skin. And with this Huda, like, it needs hydration, so to me the Shape Tape really helps with that. So many people complain about Shape Tape being dry, and I just don't understand, really don't understand it. And then I go in with the beauty blender after and just blend like the edges. I don't really take it up by my eye too much. I blend it on the nose just to make sure everything's filled in. Like, look at the difference. Are you kidding me? Like, how do you not like Shape Tape? Like, what? Like, what are you using? I love it. And I was very disappointed in the Shape Tape foundation. That stuff is terrible. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot convince me that that is a good foundation. It's terrible. I don't care what you say. I haven't met one person yet, not one. And I do this for a living. I sell cosmetics for a living. I have not had one person come in and say, oh my gosh, like the Shape Tape foundation is so good, or I need to replenish my Shape Tape foundation. It's either I hate Shape Tape foundation, let me return this, or I bought Shape Tape, I used it, I really tried to like it and I need a new foundation. Like, I feel like they really dropped the ball on that one. And I'm not even talking about like the whole color thing, because that's a whole nother topic, like how they played everybody on like the shade and there weren't enough. The formula itself just sucks. And I don't talk bad about Tarte because I love Tarte. I love their eyeshadows. I love their Shape Tape concealer. That foundation is whack, for real. So I'm gonna try the pure translucent powder underneath my eyes. I'm not gonna use the sponge that it comes with. That's way too dense in my opinion, and I feel like it's gonna swipe my concealer off, so I'm not a fan of what's going on with that brush. And I'm just gonna pick it up on my beauty blender. I'm literally getting this all over me. I'm gonna take my IT Cosmetics velvet brush and dust that off. So next I'm gonna go in with my favorite eyeliner. This is the Vinyl Liquid Liner by NYX. I've been using this for a very, very long time. And the reason I like it is because it's very skinny brush. I'm not a fan of where I have to like dip into a pot. Felt tips are okay. I really like the It Cosmetics, the Superhero felt tip. Again though, I like the brush on this. I feel like I have more control. And I like to start by just making a line. And then I start in the middle of my eye and just do a very thin line. And the reason I like to go thin is because if I screw up, you can fix thin. You can't take away thick. Like, if you make it too thick and you don't like it, you're either stuck with it or you gotta take the whole eye off and start from the beginning. And like, who really has time for that? I go from the outer side and connect those two. So the line on the outside connects with the line on the lid, and then fill that in. So after I do my eyeliner, typically I will touch up my eyeshadow in areas where I want it to be more pronounced, where I thought it was maybe pronounced when I had no liner on, but now it's kind of like not there. So I'm actually gonna add a color, and I'm gonna go in with Mulberry and pick that up on my pencil brush. And you don't wanna pick up a lot because again, we're just touching up. And I'm gonna add that to the outer crease, just deep in there, just to give it a little bit more depth. And I'm gonna take my Fluffy that has some leftover burnt orange on it and blend that out. And I didn't take it the whole way across the eye. As you can see, I only focused on the outer corner. I'm kind of just like flicking up to blend that. Let me tell you about my favorite mascara. I've talked about this mascara in a couple other videos. This is my second one. This Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. Woo! Sheesh. This is my jam. Love it. Look at that brush. It's nice and skinny, and it's a very wet formula, so you can really manipulate it and comb your lashes out. So yesterday when I was at work, I wore it on one eye and left the other eye bare with no mascara so that people could see the difference and ask me like, hey, like, what do you have on? Don't you know, one of my customers thought that I lost an eyelash, and that's why I only had it on one eye. And I was like, no, these are my eyelashes. Just one has the Bad Gal Bang and one doesn't. Stuff is phenomenal. Like, are you kidding me? And it's buildable. So even if it gets dry a little bit, you still can put another layer on top and it spreads really nice. Phenomenal. So if you're someone that doesn't like to wear fake eyelashes, but you want your lashes to be popping, this gonna be it. The eyelashes I'm gonna be using are the Eyeliner lashes. I love these. I have worn these. This is probably my 4th or 5th time wearing these. Typically when I wear like any kind of lash that is inexpensive, they don't last me very long. Like the Ardells, like I don't even really fuss with those anymore because the band is so like flimsy and thin. It's like you can wear them one time and you can't wear them again. And I'm not complaining because they are inexpensive, so you kind of can do that. When you think about it, spending like $4.99 on lashes 7 days a week if you're someone that wanted to wear it, like that's crazy to me. So the Eyeliner ones are more bang for your buck in my opinion. So I'm gonna take my Duo Lash Glue. I like to use the one that dries down black, but I bought this so I could put jewels on my face. So I ran out of my black. I'm gonna use this. And I like to put it on cardboard, or I put it like right on my makeup desk because once it dries, you can peel it off. I like it to get like kind of tacky. And I'm gonna take a Q-tip and pick up some of that glue and just apply like a nice thin line on the lashes. Like you want it to be about as like thick as dental floss. When you reuse these, as soon as you take them off, take the glue, peel the glue off and put them in a safe place, whether that be an eyelash holder or back in the box or wherever. Just make sure they're in a safe place because you don't want them to get all beat up. So that's about how thin. And I let it get kind of tacky on the eyelashes. The reason that I like the glue to get kind of tacky is if you try to put on an eyelash when the glue is wet, it's gonna be sliding around and you can't get it to be stable. So in the mirror, you wanna be able to see up your nose. That means you're at a good angle to see your lash line. You're gonna tilt your head back and pop that on. So we have both on. And now that both of them are on, I'm gonna go back in with the eyeliner and touch up the areas where you can see the glue. Because even though it dries clear, you can still see. And then I kind of just blend the band in with the liner. So now that that is done and over with, I'm going to take some of the mulberry and put that underneath my lash line. So I always go in, if I'm gonna do dark underneath the eye, I always do the dark color first and then blend it out with something lighter. So I'm gonna take a little bit of burnt orange and blend that out. Now for my favorite part, contouring. I'm gonna contour with my favorite powder. It's the Smashbox. This is actually a foundation powder. It's called the Halo Hydrating Perfecting Powder. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on my Sephora contour brush, the Pro Contour, and carve the cheeks out. Because the brush is so tiny, you have to really blend it or you're gonna have like one solid line. My favorite brush to contour is the Urban Decay. However, I can't find it. I'm pretty sure I left it at my friend's place when I went to go visit her in Pitt. Hopefully I can get that back soon. So you know it wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't, you know, chat a little bit and talk some shit. I was at work yesterday and a couple of us were in the back finishing up our meals, and the one girl was talking about how, you know, guys will say they don't like girls with short hair. And I'm thinking like, you know, hair will grow back, and you know, if you like your hair short, then who gives a fuck if they don't like it? At the end of the day, you may not like my short hair. I don't like your little dick. My hair can grow. That problem you got, stuck with that. So before you ever come at somebody for something so stupid like hair, think about your little ass dick. I'm sure there are tons of females that didn't like it. And guess what? There's nothing you can do about it. So if a girl wants to have her hair short, let her cut her damn hair. It's her hair, not yours. Mind your damn business. That's what you need to do. And since you want to act like a girl and be petty over something like a haircut, why don't you do some Kegels while you at it? That's just like, I will never understand that. I will never understand that. Like, I get it, like having a preference, like whether you like a girl with like long hair or short hair, but don't ever tell a girl that she's not gonna be pretty anymore, or that, you know, basically she ain't shit if she cuts her hair or has short hair. Like, that's crazy to me. Kidding, come on, dude. Moving my camera. Arnie, what doing? That's just crazy to me. And I understand, like, some people like broccoli and some people don't. Some people like girls with, or guys with blonde hair, some people don't. We all have our types and our preferences, and cool. But it is not your job, and you don't get to tell somebody that they're not pretty because they got short hair. Like, that, get out of my face. And unless I ask you for your opinion, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because I didn't ask you. Goodbye. And I'm just gonna fix under here where I went down a little too low with some translucent powder and call it a day, because it's not that serious. If you mess up, fix it. So my favorite part, like I said, is contouring, but contouring my nose. Like, I like using the double-ended brush that came with the Naked Heat. And I just pick up a little bit of product, like whatever's left in here, I kind of just, you know. And I just bring that up into my brows and blend that in with my finger. I don't go all the way down to the tip because it actually widens my nose if I go all the way down. So I stop right here. I'm gonna take the Becca highlighter in Prosecco Pop. So pretty. And I think Prosecco Pop is good for any skin tone except for like super fair, because then it kind of looks like orangey. And I'm just gonna put that gently in the center of my nose. I'm gonna add some right on the tip. And then I'm gonna go back in with the Urban Decay, the double-ended, and blend around the highlighter. I'm gonna take my It Cosmetics No Tug liner in black and just go on my waterline. For some reason, I've been liking my eyeliner the whole way across. I don't care if it's like in or not, whatever. I like it, so that's what I'm gonna do. The Bare Minerals, the Gen Nude lip glosses have been my jam. I've been wearing IRL and it's so pretty. It's just like a nice everyday nude. And these are pretty pigmented, in my opinion, for a gloss. And recently I've been really into gloss. It's very natural, because like when I do wear lipstick, I like to like overdraw my lip and do like a very pronounced look, so that doesn't work all the time. So this is great when you want to, like, you know, just be more subtle. I kind of want to add a little blush. Like typically I don't wear blush, but maybe today I'll start. I haven't tried this yet. This is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude blush, and You Had Me at Merlot. Since the Huda Beauty foundation is so dry on me, I'm definitely going to go in with my Hangover RX setting spray. If you don't know anything about this, it has coconut water and hyaluronic acid, so it does put moisture back into the skin, so maybe that will help.